Welcome, fight fans, to the Fighters Boys Kickass Podcast.
Your Fight Talk Authority.
Not to mention the most entertaining and talked about podcast with your kick-ass host, Richard Ortiz.
You mad? Come at me, bro.
And his loyal kick-ass co-host, Senor Cole Escovedo.
Streaming live and worldwide.
Coming to you all the way live from a little place somewhere in Cali. The Fighters Boys Kick-Ass Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Fighter's Voice Kick-Ass Podcast, the Fighter's Voice, the only voice that matters. We're simply knocking out the competition. Today, by way of phone call interview, we have the Destroyer. We got Andy. Just knocks people out. I mean, he's just on a mission. Mr. Andy Ruiz, who'll be fighting this Saturday on the undercard of Danny Garcia on Fox Sports. And also the co-host with the most, UFC veteran, Mr. Cole Escovedo. What's happening,
amigo?
Cole? What's happening?
Oh, man, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
Dude, last week threw me off and I was sick, dude.
I know it threw you off, but now you feel better. With us in studio, well, not in studio, but he's on studio, is Mr. Andy Ruiz. Andy, how's it going, my man?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me, brother.
Oh, man, I just got so much question to ask you, man. I mean, it's almost like you're having a brand new career. I mean, you left a promising with Top Rank Boxing. You left Top Rank, and now you're with the one and only Al Heyman.
Yeah, we've been through a lot of rough times and a long layoff. But you know what? I'm back in action April 20th and at the Dignity Health Center, and you know, I'm really blessed to be part of this team with PBC and Al Heyman, and you know, it's time to go down.
You know, we talked. There was another fighter that we talked about. I'm sure you know him very well, Chris Arreola.
Yep, I know Chris Arreola really good friend of mine.
You know what? We talked about a dream fight. I mean, that would just be something. You and Chris going at it, man. I mean, I know that we're someone in the future. I mean, that would be great for the fans. We've never had, it'd be the first time in history that we had two Mexicanos going at it in the heavyweight division. Because we've always had the welterweights, the lightweights, etc. And to be able to make it possible with two heavyweights, that would do something. And maybe do it in LA somewhere.
Yeah, you know, we've been talking about that, me and my team. That'll be a really good fight here in LA, at the Dignity Health Center or at the Staples Center main event. And you know what? I think it will happen this year from what it looks like. But first, I got to get through Alexander Dimitrico, fighting April 20th on Fox. And you know what? That'll be a really good fight, like you say.
You know, my co-host, Cole Escovedo, he brought to my attention, as the whole world knows, the Anthony Joshua, that fight, it's not postponed, but Big Baby tested positive. I don't know what he tested positive for. I don't want to make any comments. You know, we're getting secondhand news. But Cole brought it to my attention, and I just said, you know, before we started airing, hey, Andy Ruiz is available. If you were to get that phone call, would you be down and ready to fight once again for the undisputed heavyweight crown of the world?
Yeah, you know, I would love that fight. I would love that fight to happen. If after my fight on April 20th, everything goes good, God willing, I don't get hurt or get cut or anything, I'll be for sure ready for June 1st to fight for the heavyweight champion of the world again. And you know, that'll be a blessing. Get that right away. A few months after my fight, that'll be a blessing.
Yeah, I understand that. You know, Cole, you overheard him. He says he knows Chris Arreola, knows him personally. What's it like in the professional business where you got to put personal feelings aside and take on somebody that you know? Have you ever had to make that adjustment or that decision, Cole?
I never had to make that decision.
Did, but you know what? Business is business first. Business in the ring and outside of the ring, it's friends. You know, you could be friends and all that, but you know, at the end of the day, both of us are trying to get paid and take care of our families. So we try not to let that get between us or anything like that. But say if me and Chris Arreola fight, it's all business in the ring. But outside of the ring, we could go out and celebrate and have a beer together.
There you go, and some carne asada and tortillas, right?
Yeah.
That's what's up. Co, you heard his answer. What's your whole take on that? Is that true? It's just business? I
Yeah.
mean, let's feed our family?
It's about the same. I've never really had to worry about fighting, like, I guess, like a buddy from another team or something.
Yeah.
It was always their decision to not take the fight. I think once...
So you were put in that situation in your career?
One time, yeah, we had the only time it's come up was with with an actual teammate at the time. It was Casey Olsen.
Okay.
People were at that time, they were both, like, promoters were always asking us, like, hey, just jokingly, like, well, what would it cost for you guys to fight? And we always told them, wow, we never spit numbers out because we were just like, well, if it ever happens, we'll make sure that we talk first and we'll discuss, well, how much do we really think we can get?
Yeah.
Let's make sure we get paid. And then at that point, it's just whatever.
Yeah.
We're down to see who's best, because Casey could have gone down to Slow. He would have gone and trained with Hackelman and Chuck and those guys and Antonio, and they would have had their thing. We would have just done our thing, and that would have been it. Because at the end of the day, like he said, it's business. There's bills need to be paid, food needs to be bought, etc. So,
Andy, that would be a great gate. But I don't want to throw you off subject. I know you're focused on this Saturday. I know you're ready. I've been watching some footage of you, and but you know what? You still. And always will be. It just seems that you seem to have those natural hands. I mean, the speed and agility for a big guy.
Yeah, it's God-given gift. I had it since I was young, since my amateur careers as well. But you know what? Right now, I just got to stay focused, stay ready, stay hungry, stay in shape. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm better where I was at. So I think the main thing is to stay disciplined and, get ready for April 20th and make a statement.
There you go. I got to pick your brain a little bit about this weekend. Did you happen to catch the Lomachenko fight?
Yeah, I saw the Lomachenko fight. It was really good, entertaining fight. A lot of people talk crap about the opponent and all that, but it takes real cojones to get in the ring, and especially to fight somebody like Lomachenko. So, I give my hats off to that guy that Lomachenko fought.
Where do you put him in the top pound for pound in the world?
I think in his division right now, he's the best right now, and he's calling out Mikey Garcia, so I think that'll be a very interesting fight to see. Danny Garcia will be back in his natural weight, so I think he'll give Lomachenko some problems, but in my eyes, I think it would be a really, really, really entertaining fight.
I talked to him briefly at the press conference, and I addressed the question, and I said, everybody's mentioning Mikey Garcia. There was even one media outlet that mentioned Tank Davis, and I remember Bob Arum gave his opinion on that, and he kind of shut that down. Nevertheless, I did bring up the Avenal kid, and I'm talking about who's a friend of yours, and you guys fought on the same card before. I'm talking about, how do you think Jose Ramirez would fare against Lomachenko if Jose was to come down to 135s?
I think that would be a good fight too, but I think I would rather see Mikey Garcia and Lomachenko. I think it'll be a more entertaining fight. Jose Ramirez, he's a good friend as well, a champion. He's a warrior, but I don't know. I think Lomachenko will take it in my eyes.
I called Lomachenko when I saw him in action, the Michael Jordan of boxing.
Yeah, he's doing really good in his community, and he's a champ right now. So I think a good fight with him and Hooker would be a really good, entertaining fight.
Oh, okay. You're talking about Jose Ramirez and Hooker, correct?
Yep.
I would love to see that fight as well, a unification bout.
Yeah, I think that would be a really, really good fight.
Yeah. Now, there was some names that also popped up. You had Arnold Barboza that popped up, and then you also had, gosh dang it, I'm drawing a blank right now. But some other names have come up as mandatory, and but I would like to see that Maurice Hooker fight take place and see Jose unify those belts.
Yeah, that would be a really good matchup. I think Jose Ramirez has a lot of good skills. He's Mexican. He got the Mexican warrior in him, and I think whoever he fights, he's gonna make a really good action fight.
I got to ask you this, man. I know you watch boxing a lot, and I know you're a student of the game. Do you ever put your hand in and just, you ever watch MMA, UFC at all, Bellator, Combate?
Tell you the truth, only when big fights happen, with McGregor, Nate Diaz, you know, just like the big fights that catches my eyes.
So who's the one that really catches your eye? I mean, who do you watch, and to you say they're pretty entertaining? I know you mentioned McGregor and Nate Diaz.
Nate Diaz, what's that guy's name? Khabib.
Yeah.
I want to see that guy fight again. I think him and Nate Diaz will be a really good, entertaining fight, but I think Khabib will he's a beast, man. I think he'll be really good.
It seemed like a pretty good matchup there. Cole, what's your take on that? How do you think those two will fare? Khabib and Diaz.
We were talking about an article. Joe Rogan was talking about what they're going to do with him next because he was supposed to fight Poirier back before Poirier got hurt.
Yeah.
And then they were thinking if they had fought, then the winner of that would have ended up fighting Holloway. We might have not necessarily seen a different result, but a different fight for sure because they're both tall and lanky. But I could see Diaz fighting Poirier, and I think that would be one of the few fights that you'd get Nate to sign on with because that'd be a title fight and it'd probably be a decent payday just to get him on there. But, you know, everyone's on steroids, so.
Yeah, everybody's on steroids. Hey, what do you think about that, man? I mean, you have any take on or any comment on Joshua's opponent, Big Baby, on how, he tested positive for a foreign substance?
You know what? Everybody's been asking me about that as well, and, shit happens. He was talking about Joshua. I mean, yeah, he was talking about Joshua taking steroids as well, but he posted something on the internet saying, time will tell the truth and this and that, but, I feel bad for the guy. I don't know if the fight's totally canceled or if it's not or if it is, but,
the fight's
I
off.
hope he gets
right?
another title shot. It'll be good.
Well, I heard a rumor that he may be fighting, that Ortiz may be stepping in. I think that's actually a dangerous fight.
Ortiz might be stepping in as well.
Now it all depends how Ortiz, if he's been in the gym or not since then. I don't know if the fight's postponed or if he's stepping in on that particular same date. I think Ortiz will push him to the limit, and we will really truly find out exactly what Joshua's all about. And then we can say him and our other heavyweight also have the same opposition because, as you know, our USA guy, Team USA, all the way, I had his difficulties with Ortiz, but nevertheless, he was able to, get that knockout.
Yeah, I think that would be a good fight, him and Ortiz. Ortiz is a really nice guy. I met him a few times. He has nothing but love for me, but it'll be a good match between me and him as well. But if he gets out, I hope he does get the opportunity because he's a really humble guy. And, I'd love to see that fight as well.
I think that'll be a good fight, man. I'm waiting for that one to be officially announced. And speaking of announced, man, I mean, what's your whole take on Canelo and Jacobs coming up?
I think there's going to be a really good fight right there, too. Jacobs is a really strong guy. He's the bigger guy, taller guy. And I think he's a lot better than the last guy that Canelo fought. So,
absolutely.
I think this is where it's going to show that Canelo's ready to go up in weight and to see how's his power. And but I think Daniel Jacobs, in this boxing game, anything could happen.
Exactly, the miracle man.
It only takes one punch to change the whole fight, and the best man wins for that fight.
Yeah, I mean, I can see Jacobs winning some rounds. I mean, I'm pulling for Canelo, but Jacobs, he can definitely outbox him if it goes the distance. He's strong enough and has enough power to have Canelo respect that right hand in his lateral movement as well.
Yep, I agree as well. It'll be a really good matchup.
Now, I'm not going to ask.
Be a good matchup.
I'm not going to ask you who's going to win this fight. This next fight I'm going to mention to you, I want to ask how long do you think the fight will last? And I'm talking about Bud Crawford and Amir Khan.
I don't know. Everyone's talking about Amir Khan. He has a glass chin, and he didn't really look impressive from his training camp that he had. He kind of looked a little weak. I'm not gonna lie, but Crawford's gonna win, and I think like in the 4th round.
Okay, I'm picking Crawford in 5, so we're pretty close.
Yeah.
Hey, well, let's talk about, because I'm going to let you go, because I know you got some training. This is fight week to you, and you got a lot of things on your mind. How's training camp going for you, man? You talked about the change being good. It's being well. How's the new training? How's everything going for you, my man?
You know, the training right now is going really good. Training with Manny Robles.
Yes, sir.
It's a lot different, and it's a lot different than when I was over there with Abel Sanchez. You know, when I was over there, I was just a one-dimension fighter looking for one knockout punch. And right here with Manny Robles, I use the speed. They practice the speed, the movement, the body movement. So I think this is what really benefits me of staying here. I think if I would have been here in Norwalk with Manny Robles, I think I would have won that Joseph Parker fight. I would have had my arms loose and throwing my combinations that I normally do. And you know, nothing to take away from Abel Sanchez. He's a great trainer. You know, I trained there a lot of times when I was young and for my professional career. But I think where I'm at with Manny Robles, I think it's the best for me in my career.
You know, I was going through some of your pictures today to post, and, you know, we're actually posting some as we speak here on the Fighter's Voice, the only voice Kickass podcast. And my man, Co Escovedo, he noticed one thing. You got some nice artwork, my man. Talk to us about that, man.
Oh, yeah. You know, the last tattoo that I got, I put victorious in my back. You know, I just want to be victorious in everything that I do, as a father, as a son, as everything, you know. And, you know, the tattoo, it kind of is just something that means something to me that I put on in my body, you know. But yeah, I'm still going to get more work done pretty soon.
Well, let me tell you this, okay? Next time you come to Fresno, my man is just blowing me up right now. And there's a tattoo place in Fresno. It's called Rico's Red Wave Tattoos. He said, you bring Andy Vincent's in the tattoo place, and I will just take care of him on him. So,
Right.
so whenever you're in
All
Fresno,
right,
you can check out his work. Later on, I'll forward you his work, his contacts. So whenever you're around the Fresno area, my man, actually, he said he would just, he's telling me right now, he will sponsor a tattoo, whatever you want, and he'll get down on it.
Free ink.
Some
Nice,
ink,
man.
some nice
I
ink.
appreciate that. I think after my fight, I'd love to drive up there and get that tattoo that he was telling, that he's saying about. I love that.
Well, you let me know when that
Yeah.
you let me know when that happens, because we're gonna get you in the studio, in person, in the flesh.
We'll get him
All
while he
right,
gets
I'll be
tattooed.
doing the interview while I'm getting tatted.
There,
That'll be
okay,
good.
that'll be bad. Okay, we'll make sure we do that. KP, you can make that happen, right? Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
can
Matt
make that.
Production Studios and Entertainment, Fresno, California. That's where we're gonna get done. Hey, I gotta let you go, my man. So, what do you got to say to all the fans, the followers who watch and support Mr. Andy Ruiz Jr.?
Yeah, baby, tune in on Fox Sport, PBC, Fox Deportes on April 20th, fighting at the Dignity Health Center. Tune in, follow me on Instagram, Andy Ruiz _Destroyer 13. Look me up to see all my training camp and my lifestyle, how I be living and training. Thank you, man. All the raza out there.
Hey, man. Hey, we'll be watching and support you, man. And especially when you win Saturday and you look into the camera and say, hey, I want to give a big shout out to the Fighter's Voice. We're going to make sure that we record that and put that up, man. Have a great training camp.
Alrighty, man.
We wish you well in the ring.
For the fighter voice.
All day long, brother. Okay, I'm going to let you
Yeah.
go, my man. Have a good one. Talk to you
Alright,
soon.
thank you, man.
All right, brother. Got you. Man, Andy Ruiz Jr. took time out of this is actually fight week for him, man.
Yeah.
I mean, either you're tense or you're real loose. I mean, how are you? Did you ever have different reactions, Cole, during fight week?
No, I was.
He's fighting Saturday, and today's Wednesday.
Yeah, I was always the same. I was always willing to embrace, no matter how crappy or how shitty of a weight cut I was having. It's sometimes you're just like, I don't want to do it, but at the same time, it's like, man, that could be the one interview that the right guy that was a friend of the dude doing the interview listened to it and was like, man, I really like that that kid's got something. I want to let me invest in him. And all of a sudden, you find yourself your next Dwayne Zinkin, your next investor, your next guy that's like got money, and your next fucking Mark Cuban who's like, dude,
we need to look into that dude.
something
Zinkin.
exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
I think if Zinkin was to view the show, I think he'd appreciate it. I think he can do something. That man can make a phone call and it's a wrap.
He makes phone calls all the time, man. Oh man. Speaking of phone calls, did you see what happened to the Hooters?
No, what happened? Talk to me. Talk to me. Cole's mic's kind of blowing up my ears right now.
Fresno's losing its Hooters.
Why? What happened?
I don't know. They didn't pay rent. They literally got evicted by the sheriff's deputies. Like the business, it's probably just the business was done and just.
Well, they order all these UFC fights and all these pay-per-view fights, and when they do it a bit, when a business does it, they're not paying like us $70 to $100.
No,
they're paying in the G's. Yeah,
so thousands. So exactly. I don't think having it next to a Chuck E. Cheese was a hilarious spot though. But I just don't think that place was ever.
I don't know where the area was going to be at.
Yeah, I just don't think it was ever going to be successful there.
And it was kind of hiding too.
Yeah, it was kind of hidden. It's just that demographic of
next to Chuck E. Cheese. That's right.
Yeah, like it's like right. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, dude? Like, come on, no. I just think your target demographic was like you go to L.A. and it's like, yeah, you go into a Hooters. That's sure. Up here, it was just Fresno's a test market. It's weird. Some things fly, some things don't. But yeah, they got evicted. Speaking of phone calls, it makes me think because I saw a specific law firm.
Now, is that just the Fresno, or are we talking about the whole chain?
That's just the Fresno one. There's only one, right?
Well.
Is there only one?
Fresno,
the Fresno one. The Fresno one. The specific Fresno one.
Not the chain.
No.
I'm saying because that's big dollars, man.
But I was going to talk to you when you guys were talking about Canelo's next fight. Yeah. The opponent now is supposed to be better than the first one we saw him on the zone. So the question will be, like I was going to say, was do you see that maybe a weight jump is one of the next things that guys like Canelo have to start looking at, because you're going to start having some really diluted fucking opponents. Not necessarily this one, but you're going to get every like third or fourth fight with him or their top guys like Lomachenko. Dude, that fight was over in the fourth fucking round. Yeah. Like, you're going to get some of those. So you're going to see guys like Lomachenko and Canelo, I think, which, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know boxing as well, but I could see them starting to go, okay, I'll make money here. Maybe I stake that fight at that weight. Maybe I drop back down, because they're guaranteed so many fights. Now they're going to start picking where is it going to be most, where's it going to make the most sense? Because if Canelo fights this guy and crushes him, how many more times are we going to see him fight at that weight class for watered down fights that we're paying a subscription for, which I'm not, by the way. I didn't bend over and take that one. But you're eventually going to see with like ESPN Plus, you're going to start seeing the UFC move that. Like Schwab was saying it, like after like 500,000 buys or something. Yeah. Like it's easy. It's all payday. There's like a minimum nut that ESPN wants to hit, and then once they hit it, the money just goes crazy. So it's like you don't even want to be. Like we were talking about this last week, like you don't even want to be the main guy. Like you don't even have to be the main event. You just have to be on the main card. Yeah. And you're going to be falling into that same capacity of exposure and pays and views and things like that. So you're going to see a lot of like diluted fights. It's going to start looking like GSP. After he won the belt, he had it and they defended it once, and then all of a sudden he just stopped not wanting to fight you, not beat you, but just not lose. It kind of started to get into that, and people started going, he just wants to not lose. It's not that he wants to lose. It's just he doesn't have to beat you. He doesn't have to finish you. He just has to not lose. And that's when you start to get boring fights where they're fights, but they're just boring fights.
But you know what that did is when he came back, that's exactly what the count was banking on.
Yeah, but look at who he fought when he came back. That was a fucking gimme. That was like fighting a 4-year-old with a shotgun.
He just happened to be the belt holder.
No, the UFC was happy that he was the belt holder at that time, because they knew GSP, it was perfect fucking timing. They're like, dude, you come back, we got the perfect fucking guy. He's boisterous, he's loud, he's in your face, he's got the belt right now, but we know you'll kick his fucking ass. We want you to be champ. Like, it was just perfect timing for him.
He's talking about doing it again.
And then what happened?
Did you hear that comment?
No.
The count mentioned about doing it again.
Well, guys like him, guys like Kenny Florian, guys like Gilbert Melendez that you see, I'm not saying they're done, but when you see them in that aspect, it's really hard for them to look at that, to do all those interviews, to do all that face-to-face time with those guys, to be involved in that circle, to be as active as they are, and not want to go back in. You know, it's just
I'm hearing you.
Even if they say they're retired, guy like Bisping could say he was retired. It's like, dude, they want. It's not that he wants the attention, but he's just born that way.
Yeah, and it's the way his career ended.
Exactly. That's it.
Every fighter wants.
Getting your shit kicked in by GSP when you know the UFC sets you the fuck up for failure.
Cole, you see the way Mike just walks in all smooth, like he has it like that?
I know.
Mean, it's kind of late here, and he didn't punch out the clock. And then of all things, he's wearing a Cincinnati Red hat here.
I feel like I was buying drinks all night, and he just slid up and be like, "What's up, girl? What's your name?" And I was like, "Well, her name's Sarah, but hold on." And he'd be like, "What's up, Sarah?" I'd be like, "God damn it!"
There you go, man. So what's up, Mike?
Not much just got here. Man, these people are slow out here. Fresno people, you need to learn how to drive, man. You guys suck.
Man. Dude, it ain't even how they drive. It's just how much room we had.
It's not even that. The people are driving like grandmas out here.
Well, yeah, you do have that, but you have all these, got police officers down the corner. They don't want to get you for speeding. But
yeah, but when there's no cops.
I'm not saying.
No, I got hit up by a bike cop here leaving.
I got stopped pulling into work one time, and he was just like, "You have your license registration?" I was like, "Here you go." Then he was like, "All right, here you go. Go ahead." So I thought. It's like I was speeding legally.
Talking about getting pulled over. If you ever get pulled over, man, make sure you hit up Miles Harris, gangster attorney, my man. He'll take care of you out of Fresno, California. Miles Harris, if you get pulled over.
I see him post some fun stuff sometimes.
Oh, he's cool. He's down to earth. No, yes. He is who he says he is.
He's always wearing a goddamn suit and tie, though. Like, all the time.
Hey, he's all fresh.
I never see him not in one. Ever.
That's right.
That's true.
That's right. When he went to the fights, he was wearing a suit and tie.
Every time, even family time, just any recreational thing I see from him, it's just always suited and booted. It's like, dude, do you even own sweatpants?
He's ready to go.
Like, I almost want to buy him some like Lululemon sweatpants just so he has expensive ones. He'd be like, okay, well, these are fancy.
Well, he lives in the courtroom just like a fighter lives in the gym.
Yeah,
a gym rat. He's a courtroom rat.
You're never going to see a gym rat in regular clothes. I don't want to say
courtroom rat. He's a courtroom badass.
Yeah, exactly. So he's always got to be the part, I guess. It's an image. It's constant image, I guess. So.
Well, I mean, it's working for him. I mean, the man comes out fresh. He's a gangster attorney, man. He is.
I guess if you wanna be sharp, you have to look sharp. Exactly. It's just all the time.
No, absolutely, man. And speaking of looking sharp, man, we're about to put a call into Joe Diaz soon out of DAZN, Golden Boy fighter, featherweight contender. I mean, this guy has hands. He's the real deal. He's ready to go. And I just told him I'll be giving him a call in a little while, and I'm gonna do so in a little bit. Mike, man, I appreciate that little hookup, man. So how'd you get this? You just talked to him? You told him what's up?
We've been talking off and on for months. He's real busy. Obviously I think it's going to be a second fight this year already.
Yeah.
He's always busy, but I finally was able to track him down and send me his number, told me to give him a call, so we got that set up.
Yeah, we're going to see what's happening here, man. Let's see if he responds right now. See, I'm flossing the LA and the fighter's voice right here. Hello?
Oh, it gave you the pause.
It
gave you the steel pause. I like it.
No, hey man, he's probably training or eating something. So we'll try again.
Yeah.
Dude, if you're lucky to get a fighter on their phone the week of a fight and stuff like that, it's impossible. Good luck.
It is. We'll give it another shot.
Well, he's got 2 weeks out. He fights.
Yeah, that was Andy's fighting this weekend.
Yes, Andy's fighting this Saturday. I talked to Andy
this time of day. He's probably at the gym. Yeah, he's at 6:30. Where's he fighting out of right now?
He's in LA, I believe.
Yeah.
Streaming live and worldwide. Kickass Podcast.